from what he has. But he has to go to is in the house. Did the doctor of feminism. I can see one hand up by the back.
Two there. One, the second person. Okay. So please don't ask double barrel question.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josiah Omenuoma. Thank you, Doctor, for the... Make sure we stop this suit. But the question I want to ask quickly is, you didn't talk. Is there anything we could do quickly, please? Any shows we can take. Thank you.
That air has no boundary as the multinational use that our government also adhere to reach. At your backyard, the detriment that pollutes the air.
Thank you. That is host community. Be medical question, but let's see how doctor can navigate that.
How we can prevent it. And particularly, I think before that screen was completely scrolled out, I saw one of the points there was the use of anti-oxidizing help ourselves. That's my question.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have told you that if you have the question for Ken Henshaw, it's still here. So we have two presentations, two questions.
Prevent the suit and the effects of the suit. Now, this is one question that I always say. And when we talk about pollution or hazard control, the first step is containment at source. You must stop that source of pollution. To talk about some things that and any mention names, because if you take it outside proportion, if you think I'm from it. So the key, that is why I will be restrained from mentioning any drug, because once I mention, I can assure you, people will go from the exposure to the soot. You take it today, that same day you're still inhaling the soot. Of what effect can he have on your system? Taking it when the pollution had stopped, and you now begin to take those anti-oxidizing drugs. In a matter of months and years, continuing, as we are here, we're inhaling it, and you are taking antioxidants. What are you doing? Just like baiting the pig while he's still at the mud. He keeps getting dirty, and you keep baiting, he keeps getting dirty. At some point, you just get tired. So it's really very difficult. In your, you can also press for compensation and remediation too. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together for Doctor for that very brilliant answers? And those who, I will not call it refuse to ask questions for Ken Henshaw, no problem. We can understand. Oh, for Ken Henshaw, we will take only one. We will take only that last hand. Thank you. Thank you. Ngozi, we will take you because you are Ngozi. Thank you. That should be the last question for now, for this section, please.
My name is Ngozi Azumadi, coordinator of Egi Human Rights Environmental Initiative from Egi Land. There's a question I want to answer so that we arise and fight for our rights. I from Egi, there's one certain should go, that they will settle women. No way. Then we say we should come for peace. We stay outside. We are singing peace demonstration that we do not come for fight. After all said and done, to where there are millions of children, what we took this in scholarship do. And despite that, women are not recognized in the Egi application. But now our son is, our son that God bless, have been a son. They should take our actual coalition to see that they know what to do with women and compensate them. Thank you.
Okay, that might not be a question, that is a suggestion.
Okay, good afternoon all. My name is Philomena. Shortly, sometimes there was a video I was sometime online, and viewing to that video, I was not too satisfied that ever since she has been a feminist. And because she has been a feminist, need a man that I will wash your clothes, I will cook your food, I will do this. Men, that thing that you want me to do for you, I will do. And I asked myself, what is this if you cook their food before you can be married? So I think the society have actually placed women in that room. When women try to come up and then say something that, no, this thing has to be straight, they tag those set of women as arrogant. A way to send information to equally the men that we have here. Because not we all the men that this woman is arrogant, this is how it is. So it's just a short means for me to share the experience and as well advise we the men among in the house to be careful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I will look for the WhatsApp picture.
Give to
Can I show you
Ken, yes.
anything to add?
Brilliant questions. It's common. Anytime, in fact, when the slaves in the United States started fighting the slave masters and asking for their freedom, they were called demons for doing so. Anytime any person tries to break away from the yoke of oppression, that person must be called names. They have not even started calling you. That God, who created marriage, created it to be an institution of slavery, where one person becomes a slave of the other person. While the man is growing and expanding in society, the woman is losing weight and being degraded. I don't think that is marriage. That is slavery. If that is what you want to go into in the name of marriage, well, good luck. That is not marriage. So, feminism is simply an assertion by women that they are equal to men. It's that simply, that no human being should trample upon the right and that nobody is a slave of another person. Same type of schools and have the same opportunities in life. Not one of them should be in the kitchen watching plate while the other one is practicing football outside. That is simply feminism. That women came from the same consideration of God. Forget the demonization. Think through it.
Thank you. I can see some hands, but I'm sorry we cannot take. No, we can't take anything.
No.
Elder
Comrade.
and Comrade Nemo Basi.
Before we ask Nemo Basi, can we put our hands together that Nemo Basi is going to talk on promoting agroecology in the Niger Delta. Reverend Nemo Basi, Secretariat. Thank you. Go ahead, Reverend. You are on meeting. You are talking.
I'm not.
Okay, you started talking. Louder now. We can hear you, Reverend.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Farios, and thank you, Constance. Thanks to Dr. Briggs for that brilliant presentation. Thanks to message. It's been very enriching just listening to the contributions made so far. I enjoyed that drama from Edo State. Well, not just because it's from Edo State, but because it's from my state, of course. So, let me begin by saying that the right to food is a human right. So, every human being has a right to food, the same as the right to water. Everyone has a right to water. And when we talk about the right to food, it is, you have a right to have that food in sufficient quantity. In fact, it is said that to deny a prisoner food in the right quantity at the right time is an inhuman treatment. And so the world, the United Nations, and sensible people decry any situation where anybody is left to suffer hunger. Appropriate. You don't force people to eat strange food. This is why when people talk about food security, which most people say, we emphasize the fact that food, but it must be in the context of food sovereignty. Food sovereignty is having a right to grow foods the way you want to grow it, to grow the right kind of crops that you understand, and to cook and eat this food the way that you love to do that. This is because preparing to give refugees, the food we were eating was food donated, and it was mostly cornmeal, food that I never, before the war, I never saw before, and after the war. And today we must not be forced to eat what we don't want to eat. And as we always say, what we eat must not ethos. Now, in the world today, 70% of the food in circulation is produced by small. Only 30% come from industrial agriculture, using tractors and big farms and using all kinds of chemical fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides. 30% comes from that kind of agriculture. That does not harm. Will agree with me that the situation we have in the Niger Delta today is an extremely dangerous situation. Because if you have polluted land, polluted air, and polluted water, and available to our women, to Dr. Briggs. Privatization is not the pollution, so that we cannot drink the water with a waste dump, and this is totally unacceptable. One of the best leaders that we have, because they are not easy to compromise. Fight for agroecology means that you're fighting for your life. Now, people are not hungry in the world today. So there are certain statements we normally make when we go for meetings, lack of access to food. Because you can have a lot of food and you can't touch it. You can't afford it. And in fact, 30% want the price of food to come down, so when there's a lot of supply, they just trash or waste the food. And for there's no food and they can't afford. So agroecology means, as I said, growing food in a way that works, paying for food that works with nature. You are campaigning against pollution in the Niger Delta. And we have come to see things for themselves. It's not taking action to clean the entire Niger Delta. We demanded environmental emergency should be declared in Bayelsa, and in fact in the entire Niger Delta. Because we have to have an environmental audit about the health situation of our people. And many of our people, the thing about agroecology is that where it is practiced, it's quite close to what we do naturally. That has become a political tool in Nigeria, actually spoils soils. It pollutes the soil and healthy soils of the atmosphere. And so agroecology is a tool for, and so when women meet together to discuss how to grow crops to get our life. This is something that comes from the bottom up. It's the grassroots. It's not something that government is doing under the grassroots. Women from communities are all in the hall then by a year. It's now to be of what seeds are you growing that farmers have access to. Agroecology means, but this is the development agency, and their job is to promote what is known as genetically engineered to kill pests, so that you don't use pesticide when you plant them. In other words, beans now being given to farmers. When you eat that beans, you are eating a pesticide. Now think about that. Agroecology doesn't use artificial seeds, or seeds that are forced. And the companies making